Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. We're going to do 4 things. We're going to help market to qualified individuals, and we pay for that marketing, and have them go through a system. In this system, they're going to go through some pre-assignments, some Zoom conference calls and training with you, and we're going to help them learn the same system. So the system is going to be the glue that holds everything together. The Zoom is going to help with training and marketing, education, and the system will help you do the rest. So it's important to keep in mind that when you do the interviews, your first interviews, you will not mention product or the system. The system will help you work people through it and get you to a Zoom call and a closing call. That's another one, 2 separate calls. One is an interview to screen, and the other one is to close. And the third one will be to train and help them do the same thing. Now, in the first interview system, you're going to qualify the individuals. Do they have the desire to do this business? Do they have the money to do this business? And are they trainable and teachable enough to follow the system? That's it. If they are, then you need to work on closing them and training them. That's it. That's the 5 parts. The system will work on all 5 parts. And we'll get into the individual training and screening through Zoom, and we'll get them into the system to work all the parts. And as you have people do these 5 parts, and again, they're going to get into the system, they're going to be pre-qualified by doing the work, doing the interview, doing the training, and repeating the process. That's it. That's the 5 steps. And as you train people to do this, and they do it, then they can grow their business exponentially, as big and wide and deep as they want. So it's not for everybody. In Tom Chenault's coffee shop interview, this is going to be one of the first interviews you have with people on Zoom. There'll be individual interviews and there'll be group training. Those are separate things. Individual interviews on Zoom and group trainings. They're separate components of this system. Then, as you learn to do these individual interviews and group trainings with this system, you'll train people to do the same thing with this system. And the system will hold everything together, put all the parts together, all the pieces together, and help build a group. They'll have to be trained on the individual interviews and the group training, and the system will take care of the rest. That's it. They will have to learn how to pay for their ads to go through leads, through Facebook or YouTube, and then the system will take care of everything else. But they have to be first qualified to know that they have a budget to spend, at least $100 to $150 a month, if not more. More is better. And we'll have to screen them to know if they are qualified in several areas. One, can they follow steps and do assignments? Can they be trained? And will they follow the training to bring in people by doing the same system? That's it. That's the 5 parts. Screen them and get them into the system. Get them into the individual interview. They're in the group training. Number 3. In the individual qualifying, you want to know if they have the desire and the money to actually follow the system. Now, that's the first part. The second part is, are they trainable? And will they do the group training and follow up on it? So All this is screening, all this is training, all this is individual and group training. And it has about 5 to 6 components. And if you follow the components and work the system, it grows beautifully, exponentially, as big and as wide as you want to grow it, and as fast as you have money to market the leads and work the leads. So the system will help you find the leads. You will need to learn how to do individual trainings and group trainings and keep them in the system and grow the system. That's it. That's the system. So we will go through individual videos on how to do the individual interviews and qualify them, what components they need to do for teamwork and for individual training, see if they are trainable and if they're willing to do the work and if they can afford to market it, get the leads, and stay in the system. Now, people's situations may change and they may drop out and some may come back in, and that is fine. That's part of the system. The system will take care of that. But you need to find out if they have a great enough desire and need individually, and if they're trainable as a group or a team, if they'll follow enough instructions to use the system and make the income they need. That's it. That simple, that powerful, that wonderful. This is, again, Tom Chenault, and he goes to a coffee shop interview. We will modify that because it needs to be simplified, but it needs to be powerful enough on the interview that they know what to expect, what you expect of them in this business, and they need to know that they either can do it or they can't do it. If they can't do it, then they are screened out. If they can do it, then they will show that by doing their assignments, showing up to the future trainings, and putting the money into the Facebook ads to get other leads. And then you'll show them how to plug into the system, do the leads, work through the leads, and do the same thing you're doing. Individually and group-wise, plug them into the system and keep the system growing. So some may do it faster, some may do it slower, some may automate the whole process because they have enough money to do these leads, so they need to automate the interviews and the group training, and they can do that. The system can do that. And so they don't want the time to go through the individual interviews. The system will go through the individual interviews, and it will go through the individual follow-up and the individual training. So the system on the higher end can automate all these things. And for higher paying clients, that should be automated so it runs smoothly and they just plug and play and grow their business. On the lower end, people may need a little more time and a little less money, but it will work for them too. And as their income grows, then they will also automate this business. So I'll give you a link to the Tom Chenault coffee shop interview, and you can get the gist of what we're doing with this. It's Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day.